What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Strike Up Beer Podcast. I'm RD, flying solo on this gorgeous Friday here in North Texas. It is a little windy. It's getting a little cold. It's supposed to be up to like 60 today, but I don't know. I just don't think it's going to get there. Now the sun's coming out. I was like, I had plans today. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do this stream. I was like, okay, here. We're going to go play golf. My kid's in town. You know, he actually just moved here. And I was like, we can go play golf tomorrow. You know, in the afternoon, catch 9 holes, no big deal. And it looked like crap all freaking day. But yeah, the sun's finally out. Temperature's going to drop this tonight through the weekend. It's going to be a little chilly, but I'm parched. It's Friday. I'm thirsty, and let's get into it. So I actually have 2 beers. I got Stampede, and we have Mike Check. And I'll tell you right now, Mike Check's my favorite of these 2 beers. So we're gonna start with Stampede. Lizzie, what is going on? How are we doing? All right. Got my handy dandy glass. Now, there's no information or anything like that about these beers. I could probably check out the there's nothing on Untapped. Let me see if there's anything on here real quick. Yeah, just has the list of beers. What are you gonna do? All right, let's get after it. Oh, I did grab a rag because you know the rules around here, right? If you have a rag, the beer won't blow up on you. If you don't have if you don't have it, it will blow up and go all over the place. Beers and Kayak over there on Instagram. How we doing? Cheers, cheers. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to all you guys and gals. All right. Ooh. Yeah, and they're both tall boys, obviously. They canted 16-ounce cans, clarity through. I mean, it's a lager, right? The beautiful gold there. Here's a little distorted on the thing. I don't know why. I just, whenever you hold it up, it's like perfect gold and yellow, and it looks like a damn orange crush on the screen. So I don't know. Anyways, choice beverage over there. Your Beer Emporium. Cheers, cheers. Not bad. Oh yeah. So that's the thing with these 2 beers. They're going to be easy drinkers. They're going to be light, crushable, delicious. Let me see if I got anything on the back. We got a little something. It's very fine print. I'll be honest with you. Getting a little older, can't really see that well. But you can see just a little bit of a head on this thing. Not much. I don't have a beer, but I'm a smoke a cig, which is beer's best friend. Beers and cigarettes and cigars. Absolutely. We have a cigar generally after our Wednesday stream. So cheers to you. Joint. Let's see. I'm going to try to read this. I think I could do it. I think I can. All right. The artist Rita Carr is a graphic design and muralist. She lives in a pink bus with her dogs and travels full time creating colorful art across the United States. Find her on Instagram at Rita. I guess that's Rita and the Road. There you go. At Rita and the Road. 5% alcohol by volume, 16 ounces, obviously. Please recycle me. Outfit Brewing. Good looking can too. So yeah, it's very cool, very cool. So it's a Stampede lager. Genuine question: why does the beer look like kind of pale in the camera? Is it a lager, right? It looks like that because this camera sucks. This is a Logitech Brio, and you can use all kinds of filters. Like I look somewhat normal, right? But for some reason, the way this beer looks on here, now I do have a green screen on. That might affect it a little bit, but I mean, sitting in front of me. But yeah, it shouldn't be pale. It should be the golden, lager look, your general look. And that's exactly what this looks like. As it's sitting in my hand, it looks like a general lager. So I appreciate the question. I do. But yeah, it's just one of those things. A Logitech product that sucks? Weird. It sucks because how I have it set up. I've had Logitech cameras the entire run of like the last 6 or 7 years, right? The 920 was great, 920S, if I'm not mistaken. They've made a couple variations of it, and they work great. And then I got a bigger, better Logitech. Oh, man, it hurts. It gets me stress in my shoulders how many cameras and things we've been through here. And when we started going with I had Stream Deck, an Elgato face cam, and it couldn't get you couldn't get that picture to look clear for anything. I don't know. They said it was the easiest. Well, blah, blah, blah. So This camera actually has a lot of functions. You can zoom in, zoom out, auto light correction, stuff like that. But I don't know if it's because I have, I don't know if it's because I have a green screen, but look, everything else looks normal, but some stuff just doesn't look good. Is it Craftsman beer? How much ABV? This one is 5%. 5% alcohol. This is Stampede from Outfit Brewing out of Dallas, Texas. But yeah, I don't know what it is. And then, but like, so the other camera that I have, the 920, is just plug and play, basic stuff, gives you 720. This one's supposed to be 1080p. I don't know if it does 4K. You know, it might be StreamYard that doesn't even put it out. Like I just fight with all the cameras that I have. I've had a couple really good ones, and then just moved on, and then I wish I had them back. So, but anyways, yeah. So Outfit Brewing out of Dallas, they've actually got some cool things. You can check out their information at outfitbrewing.com. They're over at 7135 John Carpenter Freeway, Dallas, Texas. Did I go live on that? I already went live on that. Jason Perez, what's up, brother? Wine Mile, hello. Why did I say that like Laszlo and What We Do in the Shadows? That dude, Matthew Berry, is so freaking hilarious. I finally finished the last season. This dog's in here honking this hog. Shut that door. And how he delivers his lines are just effing hilarious. Tucson, Arizona. All right. They're actually open tonight. They got some weird hours, I would say. Sometimes they close at 8, 5, 9. They're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. So, but yeah, they close at 9 generally, except when you hit the weekends. Hello, Wine Mile. How are you? Saw you training. Do you prefer American or European beer? And can you do a subjective top 3 of each one's? Not off the top of my head. No. And I do, I don't really have a preference. I guess I do prefer American craft beers and things like that. Even though some of my favorite styles are pills, like Czech Pils. Pilsner's my favorite style, right? I'm kind of just a plain Jane kind of fellow when it comes to that. I like Czech Pils. Italian Pilsners are good. German Pils. There's a couple other ones out there, but Pilsner's definitely my favorite style. I do like IPAs. Not generally West Coast, not in general American IPAs either, but my favorite beers, but yeah, Pilsners. So, my local brewery here in Texas that I go to, and including it, like this is one of my favorite Pilsners right here. And this is the Czech Pils. That's a Czech style Pils. But Three Nations, they usually run out an Italian Pilsner or a German Pils or something like that. Love it. I don't know if my favorite beer, like, can't live with. I mean, there's just, it used to be Yingling, to be honest. A Yingling lager just kind of hit the spot. I like everyday drinkers though. They're going to be light beers. I can't handle craft beers every day, all the time. I like to sit down and chill. I don't want to feel like I just ate a ton, or I don't want to be bloated or whatever. So light beers, American light lagers will get it done as well. International beers, man, I'd have to go down and it's like you have to go back and look at all the international beers that we've drank. I've had some Peruvian beers that's really been awesome. I've had some, obviously German beer is good, French beer, obviously Irish, English. Yeah. Peroni. What was that? That was not Peroni. It was something. I can't even remember. You got me on the spot here. But I might do a top 3, bottom 3. Or maybe I'll just do 2 top 3s. I'll do a short and get my act together. But yeah, generally American beers. But like I said, I prefer obviously the European style when it comes to Pilsners, things like that. So yeah. Get those pull-ups yesterday. We're tough. Wine through a straw is hard, let alone when you're doing pull-ups. I saw that and I was just like, how the hell is this guy doing this? You're doing pull-ups and you're getting to the top and you get that wine. You got to get your head, you got to get the beak all the way up to where the straw is. It's impressive, man. It really is. It's impressive. A good Helles is always a good light drink. Helles. I love Helles. We were out at Brutal Beer Works a handful of years ago. We were always, guests there for their anniversary. And one year, of course, the beers, they got a wide variety of beers. But as I stated, it's like, you get there and you don't want to just start nailing back a bunch of 8 or 9, 10% beers or anything like that. You got to pace yourself, right? And they had an absolute delicious Helles. And that thing just was my go-to for the whole day, and phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. So, but yeah, there's some beer types. I'm more about the type rather than the brand. So if you're brewing a beer that I what is that elephant? I'm not even going to try to think about it. I'm not going to try to think about it because I'll get lost in the weeds again and whatnot. But yeah, generally that's my style. I like Pilsners. There you go. That should have been my answer to begin with. I just like Pilsners, But I do have, there was a time where you're drinking, hazies nonstop. Like there was a hazy craze probably like 5-6 years ago. It's like, dude, we were always drinking hazy IPAs, went through the IPAs, East or West Coast style or, American or whatever. Some of them get a little too high ABV. The highest ABV beer that I've had was a 24 or 25%er. And it was from Martin House Brewery in Fort Worth. Ice Mare. I think it was like 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And it just tasted like, you remember those Listerine, strips that you put on your tongue from like the, I don't know, late 90s, early 2000s. That's what it tastes like. It was so minty. It was so damn minty. But I'll tell you what, I had a half of a, 16 ounces. I had 8 ounces of it, and I was feeling it immediately. It was, that was some tough stuff. So that's the beers that I'm having today. As I mentioned before, there's no information on the Stampede on Untapped. There's only been 318 check-ins. 298 of those are unique. 3 monthly. Of course, I forgot to take a picture of this stupid thing. So I guess, you know what? I'm going to do that now. Because I've been trying to keep up with all the beers that I'm having this year. I'm trying to keep up with everything, really. Just do a little bit more, put a little bit of effort into it. You know what I'm saying? So there's the picture. 5% alcohol by volume, NA on the IBUs, 3.62 average score out of 254 ratings. Now, if you go to Untappd and you check out any of their beers, you'll see food next to the beers. If you see it on their bar there, and the Meat Poppies set up shop in there. So they had a pretty good food, and it's barbecue. Essentially, that's, he's got a whole little bio and whatnot in there. It's outfitbrewing.com/beer-food-menu. And his hours are a little bit different, obviously, than the breweries. He's Saturday and Sunday, you can catch him at noon to 7, noon to 4. And then Thursday and Friday, 5 to 8. So you got chopped smoked brisket, chopped smoked, I don't even know what that word is, sorry. A meat poppy bowl, Poppy's nachos, which are really good. I've had that as well. Tacos all day. You got Poppy's tacos as well. So good stuff. Get you some food while you're out there. That's always, I think that's important whenever you go to a brewery, is that there's an option for food, and not just a bag of chips or this and that. Now, I don't mind if you don't have an option there. You have a food truck. A good food truck is, it's just as good. If you can't, get it, you don't have a kitchen, don't want to do it yourself, you don't want to deal with it, you don't want to hire the staff and all that, et cetera, et cetera. Back to Brutal. Another cool thing about Brutal was they had a pizza. They offered pizza. Yeah, it was a single shooter. The guy, the guy that's working the bar, the beer tender, he's the guy or gal that's going over there and, making your pizza for you and whatnot. It always came out freaking delicious too. It was like a $7,000 unit, I think. So one of the things, all right, so we went to, I know we're 17 days in the month. We finally went to our first brewery of the year. We went up to Anna. So I'm going to try to tackle the breweries around me. I still haven't made it to certain areas of the Metroplex, which is kind of weird because I've just randomly gone to 5 in a day, just kind of bing, bang, boom. But we decided to go up to Anna. It's 3 Nations. It's their second location. So I was like, you know what? It's not all the way to 903. We'll just go to Anna, even though I could have just went another 10 miles, but went there. And they usually have a pizza shop in there, little Mama Mia's or something like that. I read, but instead they had Chubby's burger or whatever truck in the back today. Had a fried chicken sandwich or whatever you want to call it. It's on a hoagie. Awesome. Fries were awesome. Lizzie had a burger with fries. She loved it. Obviously the beers are good. It's they brew up there, but it's the same menu as you can get in Carrollton. I mean, you could do a flight if you want. I just go with what I like. I think I've had all the beers except for like their new seltzers. I think that's the only thing I haven't had there. So, thumbs up for me. Like it, and it's a cool little. It's a small parking lot, small inside. Got a little patio as well. So it's scaled down. I say for Anna. Anna's a small town in far North Texas. So, but it's cool. I actually want to, if I'm driving through to go to Choctaw or something like that, or heading way up to, I can't get this damn hair down. Look at this. That's why I'm going to take my damn hat off. Anyway, I'm going to stop in there again, like I said, and I'll try some other food, but the beer, I can get the beer down here, cause it's my hometown brewery. So big thumbs up. And then we came down, about 20 miles, 20 minutes or something, maybe 20 minutes. Popped into Tup's new location. I went to their old one, and the new one is freaking-gantic. It's huge. You talk about, and they got, a tap list, huge. They got anything you could possibly want. They got food there too. It is massive. The other place was big as hell. And now this one is part of like their little, I guess, downtown area. Big. They had a big outdoor area too. They had a couple fires going out there, kids and whatnot, dogs running around. But inside, we stayed in the main building, where it was a little bit warmer. And they got a beer patio pavilion or something like that out there. I mean, it is huge. I don't know about going out there in the summertime when it's 100 outside, but I tell you what, had a good time. Very chill. Just sat there. We were watching football. We watched it at Three Nations. That game ended. We're like, all right, let's run on over here real quick and catch the Eagles game or whatnot. So we sat there and chilled, had a beer, and we're like, all right, well, time to go home. Let's go on to the house. Just thumbs up, and then there's a couple other breweries that are around that area as we're making our way home. It's like, went to them last year, but like I said, I'm checking lists. I'm going down the list this year. Beers and Big D's is the one getting it. So I'm knocking out the Collin County beers first, then I'll move over to Denton County or Dallas County. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm just going through it all. Hangover Podcast over there on Instagram. How we doing? Cheers. So, but you know what? I need to slam this beer again. Stampede from Outfit Brewing. It's a lager. It's easy drinking, crushable. Nothing too heavy. It's not like it's a real thin beer either. It's not it's not a light lager, so it's got a little bit to it, but nothing overbearing. It's quite good. I meant to say cheers. Yeah, cheers. All right, that's one. All right. Told you. Had the rag. I was like, not today, Satan. I was like, I'm not spilling this beer everywhere. And if you have a rag, you don't spill anything. If you don't have a rag, it goes everywhere. This desk is filthy. I got to take the 2 monitors off, the board, and pretty much throw this thing in the bathtub, hose it down, and let it dry because it's gross. If you got one of those desks that has like a mouse pad that goes all the way, a pad that goes all the way across. If you scratch with your fingernail, it leaves a mark. Like a little tan or whatever behind it. It's dirty. It's time to clean it out. All right. Next up, we got microphone check. Where's it at? Yeah. Microphone check 1, 2. What is this? Now, I was like, it sounded somewhat familiar. Obviously, check mic, whatever, 1, 2, whatever. But I looked it up. It's a Tribe Called Quest, bugging out lyrics. I was like, all right. I was like, I know that this was lyrics to something. I just didn't know what. It sounded too familiar. Cheers. All right, let's see. Let's get this. All right. We'll give her a little pour here. We'll go hard. That's kind of what we've been doing. All right, this one's definitely a little bit more carbonated than the previous. A lot of little bitty bubbles in there. That head. Look at that head. It's good looking. Yep. This one on Untappd, 5.7% alcohol by volume. NA on the IBUs, 3.6 average score out of 604 ratings. There's been 781 check-ins, 679 of those are unique. There is nothing on this can about this beer. Not the hops they use, not the whatever or anything. Brewed in Texas. Brewed and canned by Outfit Brewing, Dallas, Texas. There you go. And they're like super nice out there too. I love when we pop in. They're like, hey, and welcome on in. Sit down. What do you want? And I've had this is, like I said, these are the two beers. These are my go-to beers. And they do make some, they got downtown Judy Brown, I think, or whatever. It's a nice little brown ale. And then, I don't know, we'll go through their tap list, but something else that's cool. If you're in the Metroplex, just throwing it out there. Zach, he's like, dude, he's like everything at that freaking place. He's the hype guy, the beer tender, the social relations, social media. He's effing everywhere, right? I just don't think he brews the beer. I think that's the only thing he doesn't do there. He doesn't brew, but he's over at Maverick Harley, and now he's in other place. I think he goes to Longhorn as well. And they got a deal with that Harley place down in Strokers down in Dallas. But since it's over, he comes up here in Carrollton. I'm like, all right, every third Wednesday of every month is bike night at Maverick. So all these riders come in. They got a bike wash, usually live music or a live DJ, food and whatever going on. And this was just a heads up. I got free freaking beer. I'm just saying. And I tip, I'll usually Venmo, or I'll drop a 20 in there or something like that after having a couple beers. And, you got to tip, right? Someone, he's out there sweating his ass. We go out there in July and August, and he's out there sweating his ass off. Just smile on his face, happy about everything. Czech beers are fantastic. They are fantastic. I love Czech beers. And like I said, I like, so there's, again, Three Nations. This is the place where I remember they've done like 3 or 4 different variations of Pilsners, right? They did the Czech, they did the Italian, German, and I can't remember the other one. But it's like, I like the little nuances of each one. Obviously, it's the hops or whatever they're using, or whatever. I'm pretty sure it's the damn hops. Anyways, you know what? I want to know exactly what it is. We're going to look it up right now. I mean, what are we doing? Nothing. It's 4:30. Actually, it's 4:22. All right. And hey, Snowman's in the house. What's up? All right. The key difference between a German Pilsner and an Italian Pilsner is that the Italian Pilsner incorporate a significant amount of dry hopping, giving them a more pronounced hop aroma compared to the drier, crisper, and less intensely hopped German Pilsner. Essentially, Italian Pilsners are a lighter, more aromatic version of the classic German style due to the added dry hopness. There you go. So it's not really a difference necessarily. We did a dry hopped. Did we do a double dry hopped or a dry hopped? We brewed a beer once. We did. Over at Brutal Beer Works. Your least favorite beer was the name of it. We did it for charity. And we dry hopped that son of a bitch. Yeah. Was it Czech style pills? I don't know. If I look it up, you think it's going to tell me? Because the beer doesn't exist anymore. Your least favorite beer. There it is. Come on. It was a Pilsner / other. It's an Amarillo dry hopped Pilsner. Just seeing the pictures. And I bought, all right, so I went out there one night, and it was just like a random, Thursday or Friday, just kind of chilling. We went across town, and I was like, yep, give me your least favorite beer. That's obviously you can see right here, we're your least favorite podcast. So it was called Your Least Favorite Beer. And obviously we were going to do Pilsner because I love Pilsners. And so we took a day off, went out there, brewed it, was it hooked up with the Rutledge Foundation for charity. And then anyways, released it, had a fun night on the release night. Awesome. Everybody loved it. All the reviews, everybody talking about it. They loved it. And then, funny enough, hold on real quick. Someone just checked that in. Oh, no. I went back to something else. I was like, they checked that. I thought I had the last of them. But anyways, we're over there drinking, having a pizza. And, I'm losing my mind, if you can't tell. So anyways, we float the keg. You know, I had a couple of them, and then they were like, yeah, it was getting kind of low. It's out now. I go, well, how many cans do you have left? And he's like, I look over there. I go, that's about 12 or 15 cans. He goes, that's it. That's all we have. I go, I need all 15 of those cans. And so I brought them back, you know, and I gave a couple away here and there. Drank a couple on the show. I think I brought one out or a couple out when they closed down. Brought a couple out that way. And, you know, so I think I have about 3 or 4 left. I don't know. And so you're talking about a beer that, I mean, it's 3 years old at this point, maybe. I don't know. It's got to be. It's got to be old. Anyways, look at this head. Like I told you, it was carbonated. This one's got a little bit more carbonation, and it's still sitting there, just perfect. This one, same golden, beautiful color, but just a little bit of not with the clarity, right? It's got a little bit of, you know, it's not super clear. The clarity is just not there, right? So you got a little bit of just murkiness. Smells pretty good though. Oh, yes. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Love this beer. Now, I usually don't pour. Yep, see, I had just a little bit of something in there. When you get these beers and they sit around for a while, you might see some stuff. See that down there floating? You might get some floaters, some sediment in some of these beers, you know, when they brew them. They brew there, the can there, all that kind of stuff. And so you might get a little of that, and I generally don't pour the entire can into it. I did it with the Stampede. I don't know why. I was like, no, it's fine. And it's just that. Didn't ever worry. But with the Pilsner, I thought about it, and I was like, I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to let it kind of settle. But yeah, dude, this thing's it's beautiful in color. That just golden straw, you want to call it straw color? The head on it is just great. It's just sitting on. I mean, you could probably throw a top. Man, my nose is itching up a storm. It's killing me. It's killing me right now. So, but yeah, that, buddy. I don't know. See how I'm all over the place? Just all over the place. Anyways, happy holiday weekend to everybody. I hope you get to enjoy a 3-day weekend. If you took an extra day off, I've seen a lot of things floating around on Instagram and TikTok and everything else. They're like, hey, you want to know how to take 55, days of PTO and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, dude, you're adding a day to every holiday. There is. Like, you're not breaking the mold here. It's the stuff I do this every single year. But this year, I'm actually saving a lot of days for a little bit more. I think I'm going to take a more bulk time in the summer, more bulk time in the fall and winter. So, but yeah, 3-day weekend. I don't have any plans. I don't know if y'all have any plans, because I'm always looking for a good idea. They, like I said, my son moved. He moved down here, so he's here. So he wants to hang out. He'll be over. He should be here by now, but he ain't. He's slow roller for sure. I'll be there at 3. He gets here at 4. I'll be there at 4. He gets here at 6. It's just gets here when he gets here, right? And so it's like we get to go hang out after I'm done here. I think I'm going to take him to this arcade that's over in Bedford. I haven't been there yet. Time Rift. It's a sister store to Electric Starship. Y'all know I love Electric Starship. We've had the owner on years ago when they first opened up. They got good little like bar food, if you want to call it that, like stadium food. Let's call it stadium food. And then snacks, craft beer, non-craft beer. And, all the games I think you pay $10, $12 to get in. You get a little wristband, and, it's all retro games. They do have some more modern games, but pinball, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Ninja Turtles, Simpsons, air hockey, bubble hockey, just a ton of games. And even like older games from like, was it Dig Dug, Galaga, Pac-Man. They got games for days, and they do have Guitar Hero, which Lizzie loves Guitar Hero. So we'll jam out a little bit if no one's on it. The other cool thing is they do host concerts. So they had a Blink-182 cover band there, and they were really good. I mean, they had the fog hat or whatever go off a couple. I don't know, is that what it's called? Whenever you get too close and the mic just it gets all loud. They did that a couple times, but they put on a hell of a show. I was like, all right. And that was part, I didn't pay extra to get in there. It was still $12. So we cash at them some dough just to say, thanks for a good show. And then they played the funny thing about it was they're like, we're out of songs. Everybody's like, no, we need like one more. And so they ended up playing like a Weezer song, like out of left field, but it was such a great time. And we were smiling ear to ear and just laughing it up. So, but I haven't been to Time Rift. We'll see what's going on out there. I don't know if I want to drive out towards Bedford or not, but we'll see. If I do, I'll probably be stopping in over at Turning Point for a beer or two. We'll see. We shall see. And as far as the rest of the weekend goes, it's cold. Probably got to do some yard work, handle up some stuff around here. Monday, my wife has to work, so I think maybe we might go to this place called Crush It. We were going to go play golf today, but it looked like crap. I mean, obviously the sun's out now. It looks gorgeous outside. But I think we might roll over to Crush It, which is indoors, and it's like a simulator. They have different bays, and you can do golf, hockey, basketball. I mean, it's all kinds of stuff. But me and my brother, we just usually play golf. So I'll probably invite him over as well, see if he wants to go. But yeah, I mean, whew, my goodness. Cheers. Let's get this other one down real quick. Oh yeah. You'll start seeing, okay, so you can see it there a little bit. See that stuff collecting on the bottom? I know it's tough. Yeah, the camera will focus in eventually, whenever it feels like it. So, but I was driving home today and I was like, just kind of cruising right along, no care in the world, just kind of hanging out. To pull into my neighborhood, and so there's a car on my parked. They park in front of their house on the left side, and I see this high calorie human flying up towards me with these big old effing shades on, with like the reflective. They almost look like pit vipers, but they weren't. Right? I think I'd give her a little bit more respect if they were pit vipers. So she comes flying up, and she's like in the middle of the road, damn near on my side of the road. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not getting out of the way. We're not doing that today. And so I kept going, and she got so effing pissed. I'm like, you don't have the right of way here, right? You realize that you're on my side of the effing road. Merc is in this house. What is going on, you sexy beast? And so I was just like, I thought about stopping, rolling the window down, just saying, hey, lady, or ma'am, hello, ma'am. You don't have the right of way, so why don't you just chill the hell out, keep that blood pressure down. We don't want anything to happen to you. And you're about to go into a school zone, so just bring it on down. There's kids running around. It's Friday. Shit happens on Fridays. I'm not kidding. Like, just craziness. Every damn thing you think could go wrong can and will go wrong on a Friday, especially like kids running around. And so I think that's not my first time dealing with this recently. And people just kind of fly up and down our street a little bit. I wouldn't even know my street. This was like 3 streets away. But they were hauling balls on that street. But yeah, I was like sitting there, I was like looking. I was like, I mean, they almost get in wrecks. Sometimes they actually connect. They hit like mirrors, and it just gets out of hand. Zach, no, I do not. Unfortunately, I don't. I have a little couple in the past, but I, 15 years ago at the minimum. But I didn't do anything until I'll be honest with you, I didn't even smoke a joint till I was 30. I think it was 30. Yeah. Yep. Never really did anything. Yeah, my wife's in here. She can attest to that. So, yeah. Look, even Liz is like, hey, Merc. And it's not really an experiment with alcohol. It's do you want to call it a lifestyle? I think it's a lifestyle at this point. Yeah, stoner. Yeah, whatever. But I just like the taste of beer. Even when it's dry January, like it's January now. We did dry January last year, and the year before that, and whatever. It's like we did dry January. I just like the taste of beer. I think it's what it is. And even with the NA stuff, the way they make NA beers now, I don't have a problem with drinking NAs. And last year was fun. Because I went, I think there was one, I think I had beer like once or twice. I had beer on my anniversary. I had a beer. We went to Bob's, if I'm not mistaken, Bob's Steakhouse, and I had a beer. And then I went golfing with my brother, and he was like, you're doing dry January? I go, yeah. He goes, when's the last time you had a beer? I go, December 31st. I was at the casino. I remember exactly. I was like, this is it. This is my last beer. And I slammed it at midnight, and nothing. And he was like, it's been 3 weeks. I go, yeah, it's been 3 weeks then. He goes, come on, man, I don't want to drink by myself. I don't want to have a beer. I want to relax. I was like, okay. I was like, I'll have a beer with you. So, knocked back a couple beers. And next day, right back on it, and then rode out the rest of the month. It came to an end when I was streaming on the 31st. I think it was like 9 or 10 o'clock. And I was streaming Rocket League. This over on Rapid Dave's, on my channel on Twitch. And it just kind of happened where I'm playing Rocket League. We're playing Snow Day. And I've got like, I was like, you know what? If I score a hat trick in this game, I'll have it, because I brought because it was, it must have been closer to, it was like 10 o'clock or whatever. Because somebody was like, go get the whiskey, and we're going to make a bet. We're going to lay down something. I was like, okay, fine. And, easy there, Mark. Someone asked it the other day. Alan was like, yeah, Rapid Dave is here. What do you got, any questions? They were like, who the hell's Rapid Dave? I go, exactly. No one knows that effing guy. And I had the glass, the big old chunk of ice, and I had the bourbon sitting there. And I was like, all right, well, you know what? If I get a hat trick here, we'll call it a day. It'll be over. And got a first goal. It's like no big deal. Second goal was like, all right, whatever. And I was like, if we need one more. And they were still like, I don't know, there was still like a minute and a half or something like that in the game. I was like, one more, and it's whatever. The puck bounced all over the effing place. And as I'm charging towards the goal, it comes over the wall and just sits there in front of the goal and just spinning. And nobody else was near it. Nobody was coming near it. And I just kind of rolled up on it. I go, all right, F it, I'll do it. And so I knocked it in. I was like, all right, that's it. That's dry January, people. It's over. And had me a couple little bourbons and had myself a nice little night. I think it was like a Friday or Saturday or something like that. So, but yeah, that's it, man. That's all I do. I'm pretty lame, Zach. So yeah, this beer's good. That last one was good too. The cool thing about these two beers is that they're lower ABVs, right? I mean, this one's 5.7, the other one's 5.0. So you're not really, it's not overbearing. It's not, you get that alcohol burn, and these are crushable beers that you can have and enjoy yourself. These are perfect examples of, say, summer beers here for us in Texas. So wintertime, I like a little bit more of a darker color beer. I don't mind stouts and ambers and, porters, things like that. And I'll be fine with that for another month. But by the time March rolls around, I'm getting out of the dark beers, getting back into the lighter ones, maybe some Mexican lagers, definitely Pilsners, lagers, just going all over the board, all over the map. My kid must be here. But yeah, for me, I can't wait right now I'm clearing out the fridge, I'm doing a beer review a day essentially at this point, just grabbing the next up. And a lot of them are tall boys. A lot of them are high ABV. So I've been like I've been hesitant about it, but now I'm just full throw. I'm like, all right, screw it. We're going to do it. We're going to get through this. We're going to just knock this out, go, and just get rid of these beers. I did buy 2 more, but I put them in the other fridge. And that's probably something you'll hear me on the next stream talk about. Like, I'm a sucker for beer can art. I'll buy a beer based on the can art. Like, it just jumps off the shelf and into my hands, and that's it, man. That's it. That's how it goes. What's up, Austin? What? Okay, that's fine. All right. So, but I got about that much left. Kid's here. He's got his dog here, which is wild as hell, and get into my belly. That's exactly what I tell it. But yeah, that's really it. You know what? We got a little heated. I don't know. Me and Alan got into it a little bit Wednesday, surrounding this Eagles fan that was yelling at this lady, and I told him, I said, I think it's fake, not the reaction. I think it's like the guy there that's holding the camera that's not really saying anything. He's just kind of like, oh, you're going to call her that? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to call her because she's a blah, blah. I go, okay, cool. Yeah, it turns out he's an asswipe. Like, he's an influencer, which is like the dumbest title on earth. So yeah, he asked his fan base, a GoFundMe, to send him, like, it's $100 and some odd to get in that game or whatever, because he's sitting in the rafters. To send him there, he's got like a GoPro strapped to his chest, and of course, you only catch, like, I'm like, you telling me no one else is watching like this interaction? No one else pulled out their phone? It probably happened so damn quickly, and all hell broke loose. They fired this guy. He got like doxxed. So the guy got fired from his job, which he's suing now. He's suing the job, and he'll probably win, because what the hell does that got to do with this and what, whatever. They'll figure it out. It's happened before, obviously. But so anyways, you find out that this guy that I want to see the video before. Yeah, yelling at a woman nonstop like that is it's not good, right? It's terrible. There's better ways to go about your life, right? But I want to know what else. I said it that night. I go, I want to know what was said, how long it took, because this guy was probably jerking, like just effing with everybody as he's walking because he just wants clicks. He just wants clicks. And he let his fiance get effing berated by a stranger at a Phillies game, or at Phillies. I keep saying Phillies, at an Eagles game, like nonstop. It's like, what? I'm going to talk Lizzie into, hey, we're going to go to the game. We're going to start some shit with somebody. And then he's just probably going to yell at you. And the fact that he focused in on her, the chances are she's the one that was in on it too. And she's the one that was talking S or whatever, because he wasn't directing it to the dude. He was directing it right to her. So what the hell happened? I just wanted to, listen, it's over now. You know what I mean? He's been banned from the stadium and all this kind of stuff. He's been fired from the job or whatever. I want to see the video. I want to see what happened first. I want to see how wild ass they got before they push this guy over the limit where he's just yelling at this chick. Ugh, buddy. Yeah, Mark, it's crazy. Look it up. Eagles fan gets fired. Eagles fan yells at Packers fan or whatever. It's everywhere. I actually had it muted on X. I was like, I'm tired of seeing this because, it's funny. There's a bunch of level-headed people out there that are like, oh, I want to know what happened, blah, 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 blah. And then you got the other half. They're like, yeah, no, he needs to be fired and he needs to be, put his address out there. I'm like, what do you want to do that for? Your background in San Diego? That ain't San Diego, you ding dong. It's Dallas. San Diego. I think that translates to a Wales. No. Drink no water over there on Instagram. How we doing? Cheers, cheers. Yeah, it's Dallas, you ding dong. I'm dead. You are dead. Dead to me. How you been, by the way? You streaming this weekend? You got anything going on? I've been trying. I did it. It looks like it doesn't look like San Diego. Anyways, I've been trying to stream more. I did stream. I think last weekend. I might do it depending on what I get into this weekend. If I've got just getting through. Oh, buddy, I'm sorry to hear that. Finally, yeah. I mean, sometimes I get drawn out. Sometimes I get drawn out quite a bit. And then sometimes they're just like, hey, we just want this shit over with. So I've seen both sides of it. And just like, I've witnessed one, obviously. Did my first court date last week. Okay. Yeah. But you see it like your friends go through it and shit like that. And it's like, I want it over with. That's what most people say. Just like, I'm just tired of it. It's exhausting, I think is the most appropriate word. Like you're just so tired. You're just exhausted. So, well, cheers to you, man. I hope the next chapter of your life is what you're looking for and everything you want, and go get it. Life's short. It's something, like seriously, it's, if you're miserable, they're miserable, whoever's miserable. And it's like, I get sticking together. I understand all that, but yeah, life is tough. Life is tough. Speaking, for a guy too, like life is tough for dudes. Like no one cares about you. No one, it was funny. They were talking about was it Ellen Page or whatever? Is that she transitioned? Is that the one that transitioned? I think she was in X-Men. Anyways. So she's sitting there breaking down, telling her, I wish I would, I knew my truth or this and that or something like that. And, someone replied and he says, man up, cause she's transitioned to a man. It's like, yeah, that's how people don't care about men. It's like, they don't care how we feel about shit. You know what they care about? Can we provide? That's what they care about. She cheated and she served me. My goodness. Sorry, bud. Well, at least she started the process and got breaking you loose and not, stringing you along for 5 years and having some randos kids. And if that's what's happened, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on that bear trap. It is what it is. Now I feel you. Oof. And it's never easy. Life's not easy. So, oof. Sorry about it, but 13 years. Whoo, buddy. And you're a young man, right? You're not even that old. I think you're younger than I am. And I consider myself an old man. Yeah. You see this old gray beard? My stepson was 41. Okay, yeah, you're younger than me. My stepson, he was like, he goes, when because this is back before I had a beard. I just had whatever they call it, where it's just on your chin, right? So I had like a half a goatee, and it started turning gray when I was like 30 something. I had a couple pop up. He goes, they say gray hair in your beard is a sign of stress. I'm looking, and he said something, I think it was like stress related, family stress or something like that. I'm like, yeah, no shit, knucklehead. I was like, oh, you kids are driving me crazy. So yeah, sorry about that, bud. Again, I meant to ask, I asked earlier, you streaming this weekend? I know you said you didn't have any plans, but you gonna be streaming, playing? You still on the Fortnite? Yeah, I played Fortnite with Old School the other day. When I streamed last weekend, I streamed last weekend. It was with Whiskey. Whiskey jumped on and played probably like 4 games with me, and I was just, boy, I was struggling. Like when I was like firing, it was like just I felt like Danny DeVito, in that meme. So, anyways, I just start blasting. I'd jump off a cliff and slide and just firing all over the place, man. It was a fun night. Lizzie was like, she called a night early. I'm like, well, I'm sitting in here playing. I go, because I got annex. I'm stuck over here. I got kids living here. Father-in-law living here or whatever. It's like, yeah, been playing Rocket League though. Nice. I love Rocket League. Love it. I had to turn comments off. I turned them off about a year ago because I noticed that I was like getting fired up and firing right back at people. And I was like, why am I arguing with people on the internet? Like, what are we doing here? What's the point? And I couldn't figure it out. Just couldn't figure it out. You know what? That should do it. Oh, I was going to tell you all about Outfit's beer menu. I do want to talk about the beers real quick. Now, this is a cool little joint. You should go check it out anyways if you're in the Metroplex. They do have events. They do have they got a set up like wedding venue and stuff like that. So it's a cool joint. Check it out. All right, so they're on tap now. They got Stampede, which is a lager. Hugh Hef, it's a Hefeweizen. They got Mike Check, it's a Pilsner. Downtown Julie Brown, I think I said Judy Brown. It's a brown ale. Hoppy Longstocking, West Coast IPA. Gene is a hazy IPA. Milky McStout Face, that's a milk stout. Marzen Attacks, that's a seasonal release. It's a Marzen, about 5% alcohol. Most of their beers are like that, though. If you go there looking for like a crazy kick you in the teeth 10%er, you're not going to find it here. This is good, middle of the road ABV, nothing crazy. Steve, it's a limited release, small batch, hazy IPA with Idaho 7, Mosaic, and Eldorado hops. Now, that one's an 8% or so. And then so is Avalon. Avalon's an apple spice mead created by Fox and Raven Meadery, exclusive small batch only outfit. And then they have Sabe. I don't know if I'm spelling it right. They have canned cocktails. So they have something for everyone. So if you go there and you're at a brewery and you're like, oh, I don't drink beer, but you got drugged there, like your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or whoever drug you there, it's like, got something for them. Have a Coke and shut up, and have some nachos too. That's, pretty much the way it goes. You suck at it. Yeah. I mean, I've been playing it for a long time and I'm still not as good as I think I should be. Like not even close. I need to get rid of this beer. I got to get out of here too. It's almost 5:00. Boop. Let's cheers. Hope you all have a great weekend. I killed it before I got to the, wait, let me see if I can show you that. See that little bit? There's little bits and stuff like that down there. So 2 easy drinking beers. I know. All right. So check it out. I know I created a poll on Facebook and Instagram. And it was like, hey, what's going to be the Sunday beers? And Parker County Brewing won, right? Didn't go live on Sunday. Got wires crossed. All hell broke loose and I was done. I was like, I ain't doing nothing. I'm not in a good mood. Don't want to do it. So Billy Joe, thank you so much for that like on Facebook. So if I'm around this Sunday, which I should be around. There's only 4 games this weekend, and we already talked about the games. I'm not going to talk about them here. But anyway, so I'll recap them because you got the latest one is at 5:20. So by the time I go live, it'll probably be around 8. I'll stay up a little bit later with you. It's a holiday weekend. I'm going to knock back 3 beers from Parker County. I'm clearing that fridge, and it includes, I'm knocking out, if there's multiple beers from the same brewery, they're all getting got, okay? So Sunday, for as far as tonight, I probably won't stream over on Rapid Dave. Saturday night, maybe. It's a loose maybe. I could be doing some coffee with y'all tomorrow. Depends if I get up and go to the gym or not. And, I've got pretty much a lot of my chores knocked out around the house. I've been doing a lot of work around here, and I like keeping the momentum. You ever have a lot of stuff to do, make yourself a list. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how big the list is. Make a gigantic list. It can be small tasks, right? One was like clear brush or clear this side of the garden, clear this side of the house, pick up this, throw this away or whatever. And you just start checking off all that stuff. Makes it so much easier. It really does. Saturday night RD drunk streams. I might not be drunk. I mean, I probably will be, but come on. It'd be a claw night. It'll be a white claw night. So my Sunday is going to suck. I don't miss those days. I do miss those days. All right. So summertime 2020 was awesome, right? Streaming, gaming, having fun, screwing around with people, watching people play games, interacting, even with here on Strikeout Beer and with Rapid Dave. Tons of fun. Had a lot of fun. And then even going like into the following year, the year after that, and then just where it was just like late night streams, you're just kind of hanging out and you're having a couple drinks and got the music going and whatnot. I miss it in here. I can't keep up with it up here though. It's hurts my head, and it quite difficult. It's rough, and the next morning's rough. But yeah, waking up just like looking around like Jesus Christ, you went to bed at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh, buddy. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Plan to be on Sunday. I'm releasing beer reviews essentially 5 days a week. I'm gonna start knocking these things out. I got to get these beers out of my fridge. We're gonna clear everything out. Go back at it, get a bunch of new beers in here, and start doing more recent. And I'm going to try to do new releases and things like that. Not, these beers that I'm knocking back, not these two, but beers I have in my fridge are well over a year old. I bought them, never got around to drinking them, and been laying off the alcohol for a little bit. I've been doing more dry January or just drinking light beers. So it's on me, but we're going to get that handled. All right. It's almost 5 o'clock here. Friday. Hope you guys and gals have a wonderful holiday weekend. Stay safe out there. And until next time, I'll see you. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, Merc. Be good, buddy. I got to go. All right. Y'all take it easy. Adios.